April 15th is this year's deadline for agriculture risk coverage, or ARC, and price loss coverage, or PLC. How do you know which one is best for your farm? Paul Mitchell with the Rank Agribusiness Institute at UW-Madison says it wasn't much of a question this year of which direction to go, especially with the volatile environment agriculture is in right now.
Oh, definitely. I mean, farmers know about the pretty standard tools, crop insurance, the markets using the futures and forward contracting. They also have the opportunities for ARC and PLC this year look more relevant, so I think some farmers will be looking to them as a source of risk management help as well.
ARC, PLC, real quick, what are those?
Yeah, ARC works with county revenue. If the county revenue, which uses the national price, and then the local county yield, if that falls below a guarantee, that county starts triggering payments, whereas PLC is just the national price, and then they're separate for both crops, but basically PLC provides a price support at the national level, ARC provides a county support at the county level with the revenue, price and yield. You have to choose one or the other for each of your crops, or actually each of your farms on each of your crops, and so you can mix and match. One farm you can do PLC for the corn, and then another farm you can use ARC for the corn if you want, or you can do ARC for your corn and PLC for your soybeans. Personally, I wouldn't recommend that unless you really think carefully about it. My recommendation for this coming year, for the 2025 crop, is use ARC for all of your crops, ARC for corn, soybeans, wheat, oats.
Why?
ARC is generally going to pay in situations when farmers more likely need it. Both ARC and PLC will pay for corn in general if we have the expectations of things happening the way they are supposed to happen. There's always possibilities. But ARC will pay more often when prices are low and revenues are low, whereas PLC will pay more when yields are high and prices are low. That's a situation, though, when a lot of times those higher yields are going to make up for the low prices, and you won't need the payment support so much, whereas ARC will definitely help you a lot. When county yields are low, your yields are low, prices are low, you're going to get larger payments when you need it.
Now, you've been making this recommendation on whether or not to do this for how many years?
Since the program came out in about 2020, 2018 is when I started, but 2020 was the first big time. And in general, it's not that difficult to sort it out, but it's still a gambling game in the sense of which one you think will pay more. It's still chances, and it depends on county. Some people in some counties will get payments this year. Some people in some counties won't, and it just depends. And so it's hard to call it is this a successful prediction or not. In the end, I think it's really about managing the risk, and if you can use this ARC program to manage your income risk, because using that support when you need it, that's what this is all about.
I heard another risk management specialist tell us, it's not about making money, it's about protecting your livelihood, essentially. Yeah,
and that's why ARC is a better choice for the corn. The times when it supports you are the times you really need it. When prices are low and yields are low, that's a really rough time. PLC will pay more when prices are low and yields are high. It'll pay more than ARC. But you're not as in deep of need of money then. That's what makes ARC a better risk management choice. The other crops, it's not quite as complicated as it is for corn. Corn is the one where they both will pay, and you're always kind of playing the game, which one will pay more. ARC across the board will be a good choice, and let's hope prices recover and we don't even have to worry about ARC payments for 2025 crop.
When is our sign-up deadline?
Yeah, it's later this year. Usually it's been March 15th, but this year it's going to be April 15th because of the delay in the continuing resolution that funded the government for some more time and extended the Farm Bill. So April 15th this year. The only time you'll do PLC is if you're going to sign up for buy SCO for your crop insurance, then you have to elect PLC for that crop. SCO is an add-on to your crop insurance, and it's been kind of declining in popularity. ECO is much more interesting to farmers this year for shallow losses. Enhanced coverage option, you add it on top of your individual coverage. That's the policy I think people are going to be looking at this year. We saw an uptick last year for shallow losses, and I think you're going to see that again this year for 2025 crop, is farmers buying ECO on top of their revenue protection policy. ECO, you don't need to worry about which program you sign up for. You can do ARC or PLC. But if you're going to do SCO, which is a little different than ECO, a little bit lower coverage, that one you have to choose PLC.
How many Wisconsin growers will say, do you think sign up for ARC or PLC in a year? How many people are taking advantage of these programs?
Oh, the vast majority of farmers are. You have to have base acres, which not all farms have, but I looked at the data, we have 5.7 million acres of base acres in all of our crops. And so we have a lot more acres of that in cropland, but we also have a lot of forage. That's not under the programs. We have a lot of acres that are we're never enrolled in the program. So not every farmer has these programmed acres, but a lot of farmers do.
And real quick, Paul, obviously these programs were extended, but there are changes that agriculture wants to make to these programs. Underscore why farmers should not take their eye off of the Farm Bill ball, why they should continue to push that to pass this year.
The Farm Bill was the one we're operating under this year was passed in 2018. Those price floors, the reference prices were set in 2018. They're essentially out of date. There's formulas in the Farm Bill that we're using currently that escalates them as prices go up. Well, prices, that's helped us this year, but it's backward looking. Next year, they're going to come down probably unless we have a real surprise in the market. And so we need to update all that work. And that's why we need a new Farm Bill to update these programs and tweak the parameters that are used to determine payments to make them more relevant to farmers. I would tell them to go through their associations, contact their people in Congress to ask to put pressure on getting a Farm Bill through for this year.
Paul Mitchell from the Rank Agribusiness Institute with the recommendation that ARC, or Agriculture Risk Coverage, is the favorable choice this year. Sign-ups are due April 15th. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff.